Today I'm going to be screening dirt and starting seeds in trays. It is time where I could just plant the seeds outside in the garden and they would be fine, but our garden space isn't ready and I don't want to keep waiting until it's ready. I would rather just start the seeds now, get them going, and then be able to just plant transplants. This is our small screen, and then over there we have our large screen. We made our screens from hardware cloth and wood and nails or screws or whatever he used. So this is our small screen one. This is for like seed starting, anything where you want a nice fine dirt. But we just took hardware cloth, made a frame out of wood. Looks like he used screws and put it on here. The only thing I don't like about our small one, I wish it was as long as our big one, or our bigger like screen size, because that one fits over the wheelbarrow and this one doesn't. I don't know why we went this way with it, why we made it smaller. I can't remember now because this is our second summer with them, but I do recommend making them long enough to fit over your wheelbarrow or whatever you're screening your dirt into. We're going to be using the horse manure that my neighbor dropped off. We have our compost pile down there that's under that tarp, and we'll be adding that to it. I also have a pile of dirt that was already screened that I'm going to add to this as well, but re-screen it because I think it was used with the bigger screen. Ooh, this might have to go get my other gloves for this. It's wetter than I thought. So that's all I'm gonna do is place it on like that and then just take my hands and rub it around. I'm just gonna push this down through the screen, rub it around. Any extra, I'm probably gonna throw it on a different spot on that manure pile. That way we can still use it for the larger screen. It's just too big for seeds. Seeds, you want a really nice, loose mix. That way they don't have to struggle to grow their roots out. This would be a lot better if it fit over the whole wheelbarrow, but it doesn't, I don't think. No, definitely doesn't. The cat is after a snake right now. There's a gardener snake, non-poisonous. Oh, I thought he was gonna go under the cardboard and try to get away. Oh, he got away and accidentally scared the cat, and he is over here now. You okay? I have my soil all screened. This is from a pile of manure. The manure was kind of wet and it left like clumps and it was really hard to screen, so I didn't screen that much of that into here. We did get rain yesterday and it's not covered, so I'm not sure if it's wet from that or it's just starting to break down in there. I used dirt from a compost pile. It was our first compost pile, but we kept adding stuff to it and we had to fence it off really good because our dogs would get in there and eat our scraps. And so we fenced it off. We weren't able to turn it at all, and then we just kept adding stuff to it every year without turning it. And this year we took the fence off of it, pulled it all out, kind of separated it into like sticks and like compost stuff and like mulch, and we covered it all back up. So I got some from that, and then I also got some dirt that we had already screened previously with our big screen, and I'm not sure exactly what was all in that. I think it was like old pots that had dirt in them and like the plants weren't alive anymore. It was stuff that we had grown in containers, 5-gallon buckets from last year, some compost and manure, and we screened all that. So there's a lot of good different types of dirt in here. I did notice as I was digging through our compost pile and our manure pile that there was a lot of bug activity in there. That's always good. I did find a few grubs in our compost pile, but I got rid of them. Chickens eat them, ducks eat them. We can use them to go fishing, whatever. You just don't want them in your garden because they'll reproduce, and then you'll have more bugs of those bad kind of bugs next year. So next I'm gonna get this wet, mix it all up. I like to start with a damp soil when I'm doing this. Seeds like dampness, not too much, but they do like to be damp. And get my table out, get my containers out, and get started on planting. So that looks pretty mixed, and I'm gonna get everything set up for the next step. I have everything out here I need to get started with my seeds. I have trays to hold the containers in. I have containers. These are 4-packs. They make different sizes. Just gotta make sure what you have is the right size for your trays. It doesn't matter, you don't even need to put them in trays. I don't have any more of the trays that don't have holes in them, and they're just like a big rectangle without any dividers. My other plants are in them right now. That's what I would prefer, so I could bottom water. I might still try to figure something out for that. They say to like wash and disinfect these in between uses, like a lot of people, like Facebook, YouTube. I'm not. I have it in the past. I haven't really had issues. So that's where I'm going with that. I have my bag of seeds, and by bag of seeds, I mean like this bag is full of bags of seeds. Some are seeds that we had saved ourselves. Some are stuff that we just go to the farm store and get. And then I do have, oh, this one's not supposed to be in there. I do have some that I have ordered online. This is M.I. Gardener. He is a Michigan gardener. He does a lot of like how-to videos. We watch him a lot. And we decided to buy some of the seeds. So if you're looking for specifically how-to videos in Michigan, he is a good one to look at. And then I have my dirt, I have a shovel, I have a marker for writing on tags. I have tags. These ones I got at the dollar store, and I can't find my other new pack of them, but I do reuse them. And you can take like this one will have to be cleaned. But you can take like an alcohol wipe or something and clean it off. I also save tags from plants that we buy at the nurseries, and then you can just write on that too, and you can see it. And I also have gloves because I just do not like dirty hands. Can't stand it. Not exaggerating, just don't like it. We're gonna get started first by filling up our trays with dirt. And I'm probably just gonna start with maybe 1 or 2 of these. I just kind of sprinkle it in, shake it around, let everything get filled in, press it down a little bit, add more as I need to. The things that I'm planting today are like pumpkins, winter squashes, maybe some extra flowers or herbs or anything like that, but mostly are winter squashes, sunflowers, and pumpkins. I am planning on starting them in these trays and leaving them outside the whole time unless it gets too cold and I feel like I need to bring them in. I don't want to use the grow lights that I have in my house. When I'm not working during the summer, I try to keep my bills as low as possible. That way I can continue to have summers off. So I don't want to run my electricity any more than I have to. Starting them outside, I won't have to harden them off when I bring them outside. And hopefully it's an easier transition. I have never done this before, so this is all new to me this year. So I'm going to try it out. You never know what happens until you try. Today is May 20th, 2023, and this is Michigan 5B, like the zone. This is a little late maybe for seed starting these crops. Some people might already have them in the ground as seeds or like big starts already. I think it will be enough time to get them up and going. But like I said, this is my first time doing this. I'm gonna try it out and see how it goes. I have my trays set up. I have this space over here on the table to set out my seeds and decide quantities. I do know this is not going to be enough. I want to do just one or maybe even two of these full of sunflowers. To each of my trays, I'm going to come through and put a little hole in each little dirt cell. That way it's all ready to go for my seeds. I can just drop seeds in and be able to do a tray quicker that way. I just do a small little circular motion. Sometimes I use like a chopstick and I just kind of push, but these aren't really strong enough to just push dirt out of the way. And I'm just going to go through and do it to all the trays. I'm going to like set up my seeds, decide what I want, decide quantities, fill out my tags, maybe for just one group of seeds at a time. I'm not sure. I'm put them in here. And then when I'm filling out my tag, I always write the name of the plant and then the date that I started it. That way I know about how long it takes to germinate and I can start watching, seeing if there's going to be any problems or anything like that. And then I just know how long it took and everything like that. I really want to do a lot of pumpkins. We're going to do some like watermelon, lots of sunflowers. This is a cherry chocolate. I'm not really sure how good you can see it or how zoomed in it is. I'm probably going to do my sunflowers last just because I know I want to do a lot of them. We have delicata squash, watermelon or you saw. We have like acorn squash. This is stuff that we seed saved. When we seed save them, I always write the year that it was, so that way we can keep track. Some like small gourd pumpkin seeds that I saved. Beans, more sunflowers. When we do our seeds, we do them two different ways. We do them in envelopes, we do them in Ziploc bags. Really preference, they both work. You just want to make sure your stuff is dry. It will mold. I did have a mold in the plastic bags. Lots of sunflowers. Oh, those are the same pack. Sweet dumpling squash. Dark Night pumpkins. These are like a black pumpkin. They're David's garden seeds. Got it on Amazon. I don't remember how much it was. I got it in like fall 2001 and then planted them last year. I did seed save from these also. They were one of the ones that got molded, unfortunately. More pumpkins. Oh, so I have acorn squash from a store and acorn squash that we seed saved. This pack is older. I'm probably going to use this pack. This was from last year. I try to rotate my seeds, use the oldest ones first. Lots of pumpkins. I love pumpkins. Pumpkins are my favorite. So as you can see, lots of variety. I'm going to get it all set up, get tags wrote out, get these seeds in here. This is our worm bin. We keep it in the house during the winter and we just brought it out here a few days ago. It's too cold where we live to keep it outside. We have a whole room in our house dedicated to plants. We call it the plant room. It's where we start our sprouts and we keep our worm bin. We have just been throwing stuff in here, and now there are potatoes and pumpkins growing. So it must be really good worm castings. I got the seed trays all done. I did 6 of them. I did the sunflowers, beans, pumpkins, a couple different kinds of basil, some flowers, winter squash, all different types of seeds. I will be posting updates about this as it goes on. Like I said, I'm leaving these outside and I've never done this before. And hopefully I will have positive updates.